Swinging a ground ball, stabbed by Folk. He has it. He underhands to first, and the Boston Red Sox are the world champions for the first time in 86 years.
Together they have, and together they stand alone on top of the mountain for now. And once again, the Boston Celtics stand alone for all time. It is banner 18.
No icing. For the first time in 39 years, the Boston Bruins have won the Stanley Cup.
And a title for the Patriots!
I can't believe it!
They have completed the greatest comeback in Super Bowl history.
Good morning, listeners. Welcome into episode 85 of a New Era podcast. My name is Hanson, better known as Fryddy online, and I am joined here by my dad and co-host, the OG Frid. Dad, would you like to say hello to the listeners this morning?
Yeah. Good morning. Good morning, newbies. Good morning there, Hanson. A little bit of a partial letdown from the Red Sox this weekend. I'm a little melancholy.
Nice word. Yeah, a little bit of a letdown. Just an absolute a way to piss away a game. Not the end of the world, obviously. Would have liked to secure the sweep after losing the series to the Astros 1-2. Could have bounced back with a sweep of the Marlins like we anticipated. Like we said, there was no way we shouldn't have swept the Marlins. It would be pretty lame if we didn't. And for that to be the way you do it, because Chapman goes Saturday, because Campbell freaking stinks and has to get Chapman into the game, and then you can't use him when you want him on the Sunday. Who was in there too? Because we were watching it. Who came in there first? Wizard?
No, Whitlock.
Whitlock, and then no, I'm talking more specifically the ninth.
Oh, okay. The ninth, yeah. After Whitlock finished the eighth. Or
he was Greg, and then I think it was
and
Steven
then
Matz, right?
Yeah, Wissert came in and gave up the home run to tie, and then Steven Matz, your trade deadline pickup, lefty,
gives up the 2-run.
Gives it up, yeah.
Yeah. In a position that neither of those guys should be in. Top of the ninth, by the way. I'm not saying I'm not blaming it on him. I mean, Matt's pitch was fucking meatball.
Yeah.
But
I mean, yeah,
yes,
you're right.
That's not a spot that they are prepared to come in top of the ninth.
Yeah.
Only, in Weezer's spot, only up a run. I don't know. It's not. It could have all been fixed had Chapman came in, but I think I'm not going to blame it on Weezer, and I'm not going to blame it on Matz. I'm going to go back and blame it on Isaiah Campbell. And if that wasn't the case, Chapman's available, ready for us on Sunday. He closes that out. You sweep the Marlins. You get out of the week 4-2. You feel all right about it, even with losing the series to the Astros. But instead, you walk out 3-3. Don't make up much ground. Positive news, though, like the teams that you needed to lose with you also lost on Sunday. But that makes it even a little more frustrating because a team like Toronto doesn't lose many games. And when they lose a game, you got to be able to capitalize on it. And instead, you're just blowing games, shooting yourself in the foot to the Marlins of all teams.
Yeah, I mean, going
kind of stinky, but
yeah, going back to it, I know the Saturday night you had the large lead. You put the kid in, get some innings. We got the big lead. He should be able to do it. In hindsight, obviously, you should have put in Whitlock Saturday night, just finish it, or even Greg in there, just finish it. I think Greg could have, yes, I mean, obviously he blew gave one up yesterday, but I don't think you're giving up the amount of runs that Campbell did. So AC's got to be looking at himself this weekend going, man, I goofed up.
Yeah, just mismanage the bullpen. And I mean, you do all this. The thing that's so frustrating is Campbell comes in 0.2 innings, 4 hits, 3 earned runs on Saturday. And that's what makes Chapman have to come in. I mean, this was a 2-7 game for the 9th. Now it's 5-7. You bring Chapman in. He only pitches for 1 out. Only 0.1 innings. And that takes him off the table completely for Sunday.
Yeah. Because he went Friday.
Oh, he did go Friday, didn't he, too? Yeah. Okay, that makes sense. Yeah, and I know, like, you need to do it. It was just there was mismanaging of the bullpen, I think, this weekend. And I think Core and those guys went into it like, oh, it's just the Marlins. You know, if we fuck around and mess with the bullpen a little bit, it's okay. Until it's not. Until you leave yourself a situation like Sunday.
But you know what? As you said, yes. 3-3 week, at least we remain 500. And again, I felt, as I mentioned, melancholy, man, we gave up an opportunity to even extend. But because we went on that huge 10-0 run, we're still 10 games up over 500.
11, actually. But yeah.
11, yeah. So, I mean, we're well positive. I see this team definitely, I said last week, I feel very confident. I know you said 75%. They say we're playoff bound.
Yeah, let me look at that.
Yeah. I know we're still, we got to be playoff bound.
MLB playoff prediction and graphs. All right. So, yeah, I said 75 something.
Yeah, last week 75.
I think, right? It wasn't.
Yeah.
Now it's up to 78.8. Yankees somehow have jumped up to 93.3. Yes, they gained a game on us. It really must be the remaining schedule they have. I want to look at this. Blue Jays up to 99.5. Up to 3% to win the World Series. We're at 5.3% to win the division. 73.9% to make the wild card. We can definitely mess around with those Yankee odds, though, this week.
Yeah.
With a big series in terms of who's going to be second in the AL East. Let me not get too ahead of myself, though. I want to look at the Yankees real quick. Just going to run through this. Rays, Sox, Nats, White Sox, Astros, Blue Jays, Tigers, Sox, Twins, O's, White Sox, O's. Yeah, they've got a cakewalk. So yeah, you got to pick these ones. You got to pick these ones up at the end of the week. All eyes, and everybody should be circling this series in Yankee Stadium Thursday to Sunday, because you got to build a little bit of a lead here. And this is the perfect way to do it because, you don't see him again until fourth last series of the year in Fenway, September 12th through the 14th. That could be the series that you really need to put, the nail in the coffin and solidify your spot, your playoff positioning in the AL East, and potentially even, I don't know how close they are in the wild card race, but potentially kick the Yankees out. If they go on the little slip, that would be nice. But all eyes on this week, all eyes on Thursday. You just can't overlook the O's. They've been horrible, but have somehow worked their way back up to a 57-67 record right now. Still last in the AL East, but seems like even bad teams, once you get to this time of the year, still remain competitive because they love to play that little spoiler role. Only a 2-game set today, tomorrow. I don't remember why this is only 2 games. I want to say this has something to do with some rain delay earlier in the year or something. But you get 2 games at Fenway. Got to pick them both up, I think. You wouldn't have needed to. had you sweep the Marlins, I'll put that out there. Had you won yesterday, you could drop one of these O's ones. It's probably no big deal. Sweep O's, 3-1 Yankees. There you go. You need a 5-1 week. I don't think you need it. I think I see it. There is still not much going on in the baseball world as of right now that makes me think that the New York Yankees are better than the Boston Red Sox. So I will continue to stand on that, and they win this series 3-1.
I know I mentioned last week, a little worried about the O's and this upcoming series and just how they play against us. But in hindsight, I'm more worried about the following week because of we're in Baltimore, and I think they have always played us better at home. There are only 5 other teams with over 40 wins at home. You're sitting there with the Blue Jays, us, and then in the National League, it's the Mets, Brewers, and Dodgers.
Brewers are so fucking good.
Yeah.
Every week we come in here and I look at these standings, and this team just continues to freaking win. What's crazy is I don't think either of us, or Josh, when we had him on pre-playoffs, or preseason, I think any of us liked the Brewers.
Yeah.
I don't remember any of us putting the Brewers into the playoffs.
No, not at all. But with us 41-23 at home,
that's awesome.
Yeah, I see, as you said, sweep against the Orioles, easy. And then
hold on. I don't want to say easy anymore because we did say easy last week about the Marlins, and then this happens. Let's take that word out of our bag here. Okay. Let's not freaking do that to the series. Let's not jinx the series.
Well, so who do we have going then?
Let me see. I'll pick up.
Got to be Bayo tonight, right?
I would think what we had Garrett yesterday.
Yep.
No, Dustin May today.
Oh,
Dustin May today at home, and then tomorrow looking at Bueller. Wednesday we're off. Thursday, Giolito. Friday is Bayo. Saturday is Crochet. Sunday is TBD. Hey, Sunday Night Baseball. Good. Let's fucking go. I like that. I like that for this week.
Oh, yeah. I mean, yeah. A little worried about Walker to close out our series at home.
Always worried about Walker, though.
With us sitting there saying, yeah, easy, or I said easy. Now I'm going to backpedal. But, hopefully the bats continue. We'll wake up even more. I mean, Trevor Story, man. Trevor Story is having a storied season. No pun intended.
Historical season, some could say, because Trevor Story has 21 straight stolen bases. That is the
23.
Longest single season streak. It's 23 now?
It's 23 now, but yeah.
I was looking at this from 2 days ago. Yep. Longest single season streak by a Red Sox player since 1920. Over 100 years. That's insane.
And what about this? We heard this on the broadcast yesterday. This is last year. It never happened where you had someone over, 12 triples, 12 home runs, and over 20 stolen bases in a Red Sox career. No one has ever done that. That was Duran last year, and he has done it again this year. Yeah, you got the jersey on. The Duran jersey.
Not the jersey. It's the shirt.
Shirt. Yeah. I'm sorry.
Yeah. We love Duran.
But having him now in the 3-hole.
It's incredible. Yeah.
I love it.
I think we've talked about it on this for the last couple of weeks, and just the stability too. I think that it provides to him and to Roman now that they have really figured out their spots in the lineup, you know?
Yeah.
It's just crazy. You'd never think, maybe last year, after seeing the breakout year that we saw out of him, an all-star game MVP, you know, in the running for AL MVP and getting some votes and stuff at the end of the year. Duran was great, but it's still one of those things that you never envision him being your 3-hole, 4-hole guy. And yet now it kind of just happened out of nowhere this year organically. And it seems like the way that it happened and the speed at which, you know, this wasn't a thing that they just did first game, first series of the year, you know, worked around some pieces. And I feel like it allowed him to get comfortable with his offensive ability, mentally, physically up there at the plate. And then now allowing him to see a few batters before he gets up there at the start of the game, you know, even the second time around when the lineup comes around and he's, you know, they're hitting second or third again in that inning. You know, add that preparation to the results from what we saw last year. And now Jarren Duran is a guy you can consistently rely on in a 3-hole. Just continue to add things to his bag. And I mean, just continue to develop him more into a great player.
And as you said, I think last week again, you have your top 3 guys. Now everyone else in the order more or less goes up and down and switches based on who might be out. But really you look at Anthony, Bregman, and Duran. And then now the way that Story has been hitting, you go left, right. Your top 4.
Yep.
Yeah.
I don't know about you. I think this Duran 3-hole, something about it to me, it's setting it up for just like a postseason hero moment at some point. You know, the dots are connecting. Duran 3-hole, end of the 8th, end of the 9th in a game or something in the playoffs once we get there. It just seems like something's adding up there. You can create a narrative, create a story. Sorry, no pun intended.
There you go. No pun intended. And what Roman is, you know, again, I was only because I love Duran's speed, but Roman is a walking machine. He can, I mean, this
dude just gets on base.
Just gets on base and does have surprisingly good, I mean, not Duran speed, but probably Romy Gonzalez type speed.
Yeah, and nothing against him saying doesn't have Duran speed. Let's not, you know, forget Duran's up there in the 99th percentile of speed in the league. Like, we have one of the fastest guys in the league. Just because a guy doesn't have Jarren Duran speed does not mean he's not fast.
No, but one other thing, at this age, he's an extremely smart base runner.
Yeah, very smart. And I think that comes with him being in that one spot too, is a thing like, oh, can I beat this out? You know, can I try to push 2 here? Oh, it's fine. I have Bregman and Duran behind me. Let me just stay smart, stay on the bases. I mean, we could go on and on about Roman Anthony, but the maturity of him so early on in his career is very evident. Yes, at the plate, with how patient he is, you know, collecting these walks, getting on base, but then also on the base paths and running. And just every time we talk about him, it's like, I cannot believe we got him for another 8 years at a steal.
And one thing, you know, I know we talked about this during basketball season a lot, the face of the league and all. Roman can easily become, you know, yes, I know we have Aaron Judge and Shohei Ohtani, but he can be there as well.
That's what I was going to say. I mean, you're not getting into a conversation about that until at least, I'd say, another 3 years with Judge and Ohtani still here, because they're going to continue to do what they do for at least another 3 years. But Judge is getting up there. Ohtani's getting up there. I think they're both 31, 32. Get to that 34, 35 season, you're walking into just before Roman's prime at 24, 25. Then they start to fall off. He gets into the prime, and then Roman has the opportunity from 27 to 33, 6 years of being one of the faces of the league. We're getting way ahead of ourselves, but
we're getting ahead.
The way that he's been playing and the way that he looks and how this first year has went, I mean, it's not that far out, you know.
It's not. And to think this kid is only 21.
I know. Makes me feel old now. I hate that. This is, I didn't realize this is how it felt with like you for the longest time.
Yeah.
You see these kids, you're like, oh my God, this kid's 30 years younger than me. Roman Anthony's 5 years younger than me. And he's doing all this for my favorite baseball team. And I love it. I can't not love it, but yeah. Two things here. Giants, I know I brought this up. I just want to continue to, throw this out there, kind of like I hate watch.
Yeah.
Giants have the worst MLB record since the Rafael Devers trade. I just want to put that out there. Sitting at 18-33. Actually, it might be. Did they lose yesterday? San Francisco Giants. Well, they won yesterday. Okay, so I think that's 19-33 since the Devers trade. Nats at 20-32, 21-32. They won yesterday. Rockies 21-32. Mets. The Mets won last night.
Yeah.
That Little League game. I don't really care. Regardless, just gonna keep an eye on that one. Other things. I know we were talking about this watching the game yesterday about getting into that position. Hey, where's maybe Jordan Hicks with no Chapman, top of the ninth? No, I think you and me, we're trying to be as optimistic as we can about Jordan Hicks. Whenever we see him out there, there's been a handful of encouraging pitches and encouraging outs. And then outside of that, it's been pretty god-awful. He has not pitched, I don't think, since the 11th. So these stats are still accurate. In a Red Sox uniform so far since acquiring him for Rafael Devers, along with others. 14 appearances, 13 innings pitched, 6.23 ERA, 5.95 FIP, 5.23 xFIP, 7.6 Ks per nine, 5.5 walks per nine, 1.4 home runs per nine, 3 hit by pitches, 4 wild pitches, and a 293 BABIP. Still on the books for $12.5 million, 2026, 2027. You think he just needs a reset? You think like maybe just all of the shit this year and the trade and you being attached, the title of you need to live up to, this bar because you got traded for a guy of Rafael Devers caliber. You think that's getting to him? And maybe next year going into 2026, doing a whole offseason with the team if he's not moved, going through spring training with this team is going to reset him?
I would hope. I mean, obviously, AB was there in San Francisco, probably was a huge part of taking those individuals, the pitchers that we got, and saying, hey, I can work with this guy again. There's something there. Obviously, his velocity to hit over 100, which I love. Because, again, I've mentioned this millions of times here. Never seen, Red Sox players be able to do that at this level, consistently hit, having Chapman and now Hicks. Yeah, give him the offseason. I think obviously Kyle, Harrison, and then unfortunately the flip we did with the prospect were the main pieces. He was, oh yeah, we'll take Hicks too. But yeah, give him an off season.
Yeah. Last thing I have about the Sox here. I know it was a big thing around the trade deadline. Wanted some first base help. Didn't go get that either. But we're past that. But the Sox did come out late last night after the Marlins game and signed or finalizing a deal. I think it's done now with free agent first baseman Nathaniel Lowe. He was DFA'd by the Nationals on August 14th. I'm hearing some stuff about as to why. I don't want to jump the gun yet. Heard some people say it was because of being like a bad teammate. Heard some people saying it was because of the performance. I mean, in 119 games so far, 490 at bats this year, hitting 216, 292, 373 slash line, 17 doubles, 2 triples, 16 homers, 68 ribbies. I think also playing on the Nationals can get to your head. So maybe that has something to do with it in terms of being a bad teammate. Nobody wants to lose. So I'm going to give him the benefit of the doubt there. Nathaniel Lowe is not, a guy that's going to come in here and, just catch fire completely and turn into the greatest first baseman in the AL. However, does give us a little bit of relief. They've been switching on and off between Toro and Romy at first. And Romy's been very effective against like the left-handed pitching. But Toro has gone, as he had his little run, he has gone cold over the last couple weeks, last 27 games. Toro's slash line 161, 216, 253, 2 homers, 8 ribbies. On the season, the Sox, first base has been a problem for us all season. 22nd in batting average at 238, 25th in OBP at 295, 20th in slugging 391, 22nd OPS 686, and tied 20th for 14 home runs. And the struggles have been even worse against righties from the first base position. 26th in batting average at 212, 28th in OBP 276, 27th in slugging 339, tied 28th OPS 615, and tied 22nd with 9 home runs. This might not be the move, but I think it is a move that is going to help us. I'm not sure when we're going to see him. I think he is a guy that's going to get up. The idea behind signing him is getting him up to the major league level rather quickly. Might not be in this 2-game set against the Orioles, but might be a guy that you definitely see against the Yankees at some point, whether it be pitch hitting, whether it be starting. So it'll be interesting to catch this week how he fits in with the team. It would be very nice if he just comes out here in new team, new environment, feeling the great vibes of the Red Sox clubhouse that we have, talked about all year. His power friendship team maybe elevates his play, and we're not seeing a 216 hitter in Nathaniel Lowe, but we're looking at a guy that can give us just a little more pop at that first base. Some great postseason experience with him too. 2023 with the Rangers, played 161 games, marked a 775 OPS. And in the ALCS against the Astros that year, belted 2 home runs, 4 RBIs when Texas won that game in 7 games. In 2020, when the Rays won the AL championship, or the AL championship, played 20 games for that team, only won in the postseason, but there is some experience there. He's been with a team that's won it as recently as 2 years ago. So yeah, I'm kind of looking forward to this signing. I mean, nothing that breaks the bank or anything, nothing crazy, but I'm kind of excited about it.
Well, out of his 16 home runs, 14 have been, obviously he's a left-handed bat, but 14 of those have been against the righties. So he's going to be in that platoon with Romy. Will be able to take over or at least give Toro some rest, some reset that he needs. Obviously, he's going to fit Marcelo Meyer's position on the team.
You're saying take his spot.
Take his spot, yeah.
The news did come out this week. Meyer will be done for the season, getting wrist surgery on that injury that's been bugging him. I know we were talking about it last week, that hoping maybe you let him go throughout the rest of the year and you can see him for the playoffs. Don't think that's going to be the case anymore. But yeah, I mean, not a bad guy to bring in, to that open spot. Would have been nice to see Meyer and his, flexibility, his defensive and his position flexibility. But, this is, I hate to say what we've come to expect with Meyer, but we know not super durable and has had his issues staying healthy for a whole season. We wish him a speedy recovery and everything like that. And hopefully next year we do get a full season of Marcelo Meyer after this gets settled.
And, we're entering the trade deadline with all the outfielders and going, how can you keep everyone and getting them at bats and all? And it's just amazing. And again, it's long. It's 162 games. It's amazing that a little injury here or there can shake up everything and now have the ability to have Sedane, Anthony, Duran, Willier all out there getting at bats.
Damn. Craig knew something, I guess.
The only thing I'm worried about is now, putting this roster together with Toro, Lowe, your three catchers, as well. There's not that flexibility. I mean, obviously Toro can go to third when Bregman needs a day off, but your super utility guy in Romy is now almost a full-time starter at first base, But I guess because Toro is a switch hitter, you could have him hit against a righty if you need, and then Romy could play fill in at second. So I guess there is that ability to put these guys in places where you need and give other guys days off. I just, Motzi still's not showing me anything. Connor Wong. I mean, those are two.
Fuck Connor Wong.
Yeah, those are two spaces right there that you could get a Christian Campbell to come up and have that obviously positional flexibility.
Look, I know you want to see, we all want to see KC back up here. But let's not rush this one. We already rushed it once before this season. He will be a September call. He will be a playoff call. We will see Christian Campbell again. But we don't need to do this right now. We got time. Let him continue to get that bat back. We will see him. I think everybody in the organization knows that he'll be called up for the playoffs.
Oh, yeah.
Let him continue to get comfortable in AAA. Even with Meyer going down and everything, that's why you bring in Lowe, so you can keep Campbell down there still, and let him develop, get back to himself. We'll see him. We don't need to push this KC narrative just yet.
Then I know, but the nice thing and the fun thing is your playoff roster will shrink, and the cool thing will be who will be on that playoff roster.
Yeah. Okay, this is actually the last thing I have about the Sox. New top 100 list from the MLB pipeline came out a week ago. Updating with prospects and stuff from the draft. Red Sox now have 4 within the top 100, with Franklin Arias in there at 24th, Peyton Tolley at 28th. We got the Password at 78th, who has actually been playing some first base as of recently. And then Kyson Witherspoon, first-round pick, Oklahoma pitcher that we were raving about after the draft, debuting at 94th on the list. Future's bright. All right, you got anything else about the Sox, then? We already did the week. I think that's all.
Yeah.
All right. On to the Patriots. Pats, once again, winning in the preseason. Closer game than first week, but regardless, a win is a win. 20-12 win on Saturday against the Vikings. Winners and losers is what I want to go over here. Once again, a second straight week where we are going to bring up his name in this segment, I guess. Efton Chisholm had an amazing game on Saturday, continuing to impress. And what many are saying, and what I believe as well, with his performance this last game, I don't care what happens in the third preseason game on Thursday against the Giants. I think he played his way onto the 53-man roster on Saturday. Led all pass catchers, 6 receptions, 71 yards, and a touchdown. Continues to show that he is just unbelievably shifty, and for his size and everything, just looks like a guy that never wants to go down. Continues to always fight for the extra yards. Very gritty player. I know Vrabel, McDaniels are going to love that. And I do think he worked his way into a spot on Saturday. Another one. We know this. I feel like we're going to talk about this every week once we get into the regular season now too. The eyes are continuing to make their way over to Travion Henderson. And this hype is growing larger and larger by the week. Another week, another Travion Henderson touchdown. Another guy that looks like he just cannot go down. Found an open hole on the touchdown from, I think it was like 11 yards out. Just found a hole and ran straight through it. I mean, you're going through an offensive line, defensive line, got hit a couple times, still finds his way. Incredibly explosive speed, just running on like a nice HB draw or something, whatever that was. Just we're going to continue to hype up Travion Henderson all year. And I mean, if he continues to look in real speed in the regular season, how he's looked this preseason, we have a serious running back in the backfield, and we got a serious problem for Ramondre Stevenson in terms of some job security.
Yeah.
Last one it's got here, Anthony Jennings as a winner. Veteran edge defender, played into the fourth quarter again, which may not project well for his chances of making the roster, but he took advantage of the opportunities thrown his way, recorded 3 sacks when on the field, in addition to another pressure. 1 sack came with Jennings chasing quarterback Max Brosmer out of the pocket, making a diving play to sweep him down by the ankle. I think we assumed Jennings was going to be one of these rotational pieces that would, come in and provide some edge pressure. Definitely a guy on special teams, but he is showing the ability that when he's on the field defensively, that he could be a guy we could look to rotate out and provide some pressure. It's been a couple years coming. And I don't know, it's good for him because you think Jennings, along with some of the other guys, old regime, Vrabel did go out and bring in a lot of the edge rushers that he wanted, with the Landry signings and K'Lavon Chase and these guys, stuff like that. You've already got Keon White out there who presumably has his spot locked in for the majority of the year. So good to see a really good game like this out of Anthony. Because, I mean, I know we were talking about this was pre-podcast, but when he joined this squad, it was like, that's a guy that could turn into something. A lot of athletic ability there, a lot of upside. You just got to unlock it. And this was a step in the right direction this week into unlocking that potential for Jennings.
So, and I think I mentioned this off air to you. With the Lan Larson injury, obviously he was going to, I think, make the team as your fourth down back or fourth running back. I mean, this team could easily just run with Stevens, Henderson, and Gibson, just three backs. I think because of Chisholm's elevation and play, that will probably, and my first thought was, does this open up a another wide receiver to make the team because of only three running backs? After Chisholm, his performance, I don't think you really need, 6 to 7 wide receivers. You're going to want to have this kid on the field. So that's going to, I think, limit an opportunity there. I think now, because of Jennings' ability, maybe that helps the linebacker room out instead and adding him.
Yeah.
It's interesting to see.
Maybe you do take another back, though. Jermichael Hasty, 11 carries, 47 yards. Key block on Marcus Jones' long punt return during the game. Hasty, I mean, I've been an advocate for Jermichael Hasty on this team before.
Yeah, you have.
And I mean, did nothing to make me think otherwise this week. So
the one main area of concern I have, huge concern, is I know Drake is our man. He is the quarterback of the future and all. If God forbid he goes down, I am so scared. Joshua Dobbs just looks like a deer in the headlights.
Yeah, no, he sucks. I hated that signing as soon as it happened.
Come on, Ben. Come on, Ben.
No, fuck Ben. Why do we even need to think about it? Just Drake May's going to be fine.
Well, yeah.
Drake May's going to be healthy all year. Drake May's going to win MVP. We're fine.
Okay. But yet in the quarterback room, do you really want Josh Dobbs going over and going, "Hey, Drake"? Although, I mean, McDaniels is in Drake's ear the whole time and letting him know. So, what's going on? So, but yeah,
I think it's fine. You got anything else about the Pats?
No, I mean, again, a solid opportunity to win. Outside of Chisholm, couple Mac Holland catches, Kyle Williams showed up.
Didn't end up leaving the game early on a fucking hospital ball by Dobbs, but
yeah, and that's the problem. I mean, I am hoping that game 3 preseason, obviously. I mean, it'd be nice to see Drake just come out for one series. But I don't want to see Joshua Dobbs for like the first full half. It's like, give him a quarter and let Ben just go the rest of the game.
Maybe. I think we might see. I don't know. I would say usually like third preseason game, obviously, is now, because there used to be 4. This is supposed to be the dress rehearsal one. But I think it might be a little different for us considering how quick this turnaround is. Saturday to Thursday. If this wasn't a Thursday game, maybe, yeah, but I think we'll see a lot more Dobbs and the second, third units than normally. All right. Well, enough about that. Preseason for the Pats ends Thursday. Have a chance to go 3-0. And then we wait for the real thing. But another week, another strong week. Some guys, showing up to be bright spots of this roster, and look forward to the rest. College football. That we've made it We have fucking made it back, guys. We have actual football that means something this week. Not in the NFL, but in college football. On Saturday, week 0 kicks off. And God, I am so happy to be back here. We got 5 games on Saturday. We're going to go over real quick to start off our year. Everybody just be excited. Just sit down on Saturday. Park your ass on that couch at, I was going to say 12 when the first game starts. Not even that. At 9 o'clock when college game day kicks off from Dublin, Ireland. And just enjoy a day of college football because we are back. We made it through the offseason. All of you college football lovers, all of you football lovers, I know it is the hardest time to wait freaking 7-8 months to get back here, but we did it. All right, be proud of that. And we get rewarded with number 22 Iowa State at number 17 Kansas, 12 o'clock noon, Dublin, Ireland, to kick off the season. Kansas State favored by 3 points, over under 49.5. Dad, start off the 2025 year with some college football betting predictions. Who are you going with on this first game of the season?
Obviously Kansas State with their quarterback from last year. He has some ups and downs, but yeah, he's fun. I'm though gonna go with the Cyclones.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay. No, I feel like this is as toss-up of a game as you can get. Obviously last year we were looking at Georgia Tech, Florida State in this same spot. Going over to Ireland, you got to account for the travel and all that. And everybody was shook up by Georgia Tech going out there, beating Florida State. Didn't know that was what was to come for the whole year, with Florida State just looking terrible. But I don't think we see anything that surprising this time around. I think both of these teams are actually good, unlike Florida State. And you mentioned Kansas State quarterback Avery Johnson. I do think he will be key part of this game. Very dynamic player. Yes, does have his mishappenings, does turn the ball over a little bit in some bad scenarios as of last year, but I think growth, the maturity of him throughout this offseason. I like Avery Johnson. This is a top 20 rated team. I mean, they're both top 25, but Kansas State, a team that closed out last year 2-3, won their bowl against Rutgers 44-41. And the defense is going to be the question mark for them. I think the offense will be able to carry them enough. I don't think Iowa State's defense is going to be able to shut down the dynamic ability of Avery Johnson too much. Give me a close game. I'm going to go. It's going to be 3 points. So I can't go anywhere on the line because I think it is a 3-point win. So this will be a push. Probably take Kansas State money line instead of the -3. And I'll go over. Something is telling me like a 34-31. Don't know if the offenses are going to be that back up to speed. But yeah, I'll take it to go over. I'll take Kansas State money line, start off the year 1-0 in Dublin.
No, I'm going. I think because of Iowa State's defense and their scheme and how they play, what is it, that 4-2-5 or whatever, or 6 even in the DBs. I think what will be, there'll be a spy on Avery, and I got Iowa State pulling it out, the upset.
Okay. Second game on this list. I know it doesn't have it on ESPN, but I found it here anyways. 4:00 in Allegiant Stadium, Las Vegas. You got Idaho State traveling to UNLV. 4:00. We're looking at, I don't know how updated this is, but UNLV -25.5, over under set at 63.5. One of these games that you don't usually watch, except for, hey, it is on week 0 and it is the only 4:00 game going on. So probably will be. Where's this one? I don't even know if they're going to have it on TV. But yeah, I mean, this is, I'll take the 25.5 for UNLV. I don't know if I want to take the over completely. I'm not sure how much Idaho State is going to be able to come out here and score. But this is a team that, I'm just looking at November 16th, their second to last game of the year for Idaho State, let up 77 points to an Eastern Washington team. This is a UNLV team that, can score, definitely showed that last year, except for, the last game that they played against Boise State, where Boise really handled it. In the Mountain West Championship, the first game they played against Boise, still 29-24, ran with the big guys there. And then they ended up beating Cal in their bowl at the end of the year. So, UNLV, I think, rolls here. I think that's pretty easy for everybody to pick up on. And 25.5, that's 4 touchdowns. And yeah, I can definitely see them roll.
I mean, I agree. I think UNLV can handle it and win it. And obviously you threw out some glaring stats about Idaho State's defense and giving up points, but I don't know. Even though Dan Mullen, is the coach here, trying to start this UNLV rebuild, and they did look impressive early on last year where people didn't think so. That's a lot. I'm going to take UNLV, but they won't cover.
All right. Moving on to the next game. This one set at 6:30, actually nationally televised. Fresno State at Kansas in Lawrence. You got 2 teams here that, not really sure what to think about them going into the season. You got Daniels for Kansas still, that at times last year looked like one of, if not the most dynamic quarterback in college football, and then had his moments where Kansas football looked like Kansas football has looked in the past. Had some great moments throughout the year. I know Kansas started off really hot, and then, at the end of the year, losing to Kansas State, close game, rivalry game there. Finish off the year getting absolutely smoked by Baylor, 45-17. But the week before that, you beat Colorado 37-21. They beat BYU. You beat Iowa State. So just in the mix right there in the Big 12. Fresno State, on the other hand, ended last year 4 out of 5 straight losses. Only win coming against Colorado State, 28-22. Lost in their, I think this is a bowl game, against Northern Iowa in 2 overtimes, 28-20. Seem to have a defense that can keep these games a little low scoring. Because of that, I think it'll be a little bit of a slower game. You're looking at Kansas minus 12 as the line, over under 50.5. I think you're giving just a little bit too much credit Kansas way. I could see this being a 10-point loss, Fresno State. So I'm going to take Fresno State to cover, and I'm going to take the under on this game. Give me like a 27-17 Kansas win.
Yeah. I say Kansas. Yeah, again, they won't cover, but definitely if you want to bet this game, take the under on this.
You could come up with a nice little parlay for Saturday, Dad. I think that might be what we're looking at here. Did you also, I don't think you mentioned it, did you like the over or the under in Iowa State, Kansas State?
Iowa State, Kansas State. I like
49.5.
I like the under.
Okay, so we're different on that one. All right, next game, 7:00, CBS Sports Network. You got Sam Houston at Western Kentucky. This one, isn't Sam Houston supposed to be like one of the worst fucking teams in FBS?
Well, yeah,
That might have
because
just been last year.
I mean,
They were new.
They've moved up. Yeah.
Yeah.
But
Regardless, looking at Western Kentucky line of -10 over under 60.5. I don't know anything about this game, to be honest with you. I mean, you're looking at two teams that ended the year very different tracks. Sam Houston, 4 out of the last 5 wins, but keep games very low scoring. You're just looking at 9-3 versus LA Tech, 23-17 overtime versus Kennesaw State, 21-11 loss to Jacksonville State, who was a very good squad last year, 2018 win against Liberty, 31-26 win against Georgia Southern. On the other side, Western Kentucky, like I said, 4 out of 5 losses to end the year, 27-17 to JMU, 52-12 to Jacksonville State. The week before, though, beat Jacksonville State 19-17, 31-20 or 38-21 loss to Liberty, 12-7 loss to Louisiana Tech. What this is telling me, like I said, don't know these teams too much, but that 60.5 is standing out to me. I know that Sam Houston keeps the ball running. They want to make these games fast, keep it low scoring. Give me the under here. And I am leaning towards wanting to take Sam Houston to cover 10 points as well.
I'm going to go opposite, not on the over-under. Yeah, I agree. It'll be under. It's going to fall just short. I think it'll be like 58.
It's a lot of points, though.
It's a lot of points. I just got a feeling, yes, you just mentioned earlier, Western Kentucky, after last, fell at the end of the year, but you are at home. I don't know. I just think these guys are going to do something. I'll take them to win, so I would take them to win outright, not the points and not the under, but I think it'll be damn close.
Wait, so you are saying Sam Houston covers?
Sam Houston will cover. But I'll take
of me. Yeah.
Well, if anything, I'm taking Western Kentucky money line and the under.
Don't you ever tell our listeners to take a money line of a team that is favored by 10 points. That is a terrible leg to throw into a parlay if they just happen
that's
to lose.
True. Yeah, that's
It's going to be like minus fucking 350.
Yeah, that's true.
Bad betting advice. Don't take a money line on them.
No.
No,
I take that.
But back. All right. I had something else to say about them, but I can't remember what it was now. All right. And then last game of week 0. Usually we see these guys kick off way later, but I think they're just trying to have the schedule how it is so we have constant games going throughout the day and you don't have to wait until midnight for Hawaii to usually kick off. Stanford at Hawaii closes out our week 0 slate, 7:30 p.m. on CBS. Hawaii minus 2.5 point favorites, over under set at 52.5. This one I think might be the easiest one on the slate for me. I'm absolutely running with the Rainbow Warriors at 2.5 points. I think the Stanford team is dog shit. And when you go in to play against Miami, yes, it might be a West Coast team in Stanford already, but there's something different about going and playing on the island. Give me the over and give me Hawaii minus 2.5. That might be my favorite bet on the week. That'll definitely be included in my week 0 parlay.
No, absolutely. And just reading here, Stanford has their new head coach in Frank Reich. This is what?
Yeah, Frank Reich is, oh my God. Yeah. Stanford's getting washed.
Yeah. Yep. So, yeah, definitely Hawaii.
All right. Last thing about college football here then. As we go into week 0, obviously we have our preseason AP top 25 rankings. Not going to go all the way through these, but let's look at the top 12 because that's how far into the college football playoff you get the top 12 teams. Huh?
It's not 16 this year, or is
Is it
next
16 this year? I think it's next year. I don't know how they switch it every freaking year now. It is 12 teams still. I think next year it expands.
Next year it's 16. Okay.
So top 12, just reading through them. We got Texas number 1, 25 votes to first. Penn State number 2, 23 votes to first. Ohio State number 3, 11 votes. Clemson number 4 with 4 votes. Georgia number 5 with 1 vote. Notre Dame at 6. Oregon at 7 with 1 vote. Alabama 8. LSU 9. Miami 10. Arizona State 11. Illinois at 12. What jumps off the page for you here at your first look, Dan?
Arizona State.
Not Illinois.
No, I mean, I think Illinois showed some late promise at the beginning of, or towards the end of last year. No, I think Arizona State, yes, I love their culture. I love their coach, but I think losing key piece in Cam Scatabo is going to hinder them. I think they're only there because of what they did at last year.
Yeah.
I think too, I know this is going to probably sound surprising, but Alabama at 8, who's going to be your quarterback?
To be fair, that's the question. I mean, I feel like they face most years, and then a guy just turns out to be the guy. I'll never. You just can't go out here and say like, "Oh, Alabama's overranked." And I know they had a terrible end of the year last year, and then losing to Michigan and what I think they were in the fucking. I can't even remember. Reliamax Bowl or something.
Mm-hmm.
Whatever it was, looked terrible in that game. Michigan absolutely destroyed them, but new offseason, it's Alabama. They'll be good.
I think another surprise for me is why is South Carolina then at 13?
Yeah, I think they need to be higher. I don't like Illinois at 12. I think they are highly overranked here. And I think, if I'm not mistaken, week 2, they go to Duke. I'm going to tell you right now, Illinois is losing that game. And so we will see them drop by week 2. I don't like Illinois that high. Yes, I think South Carolina should be in there, sitting there at 13. I think you've even got a argument for Michigan if it wasn't for how up and down their season was. But the way that they ended and now bringing in Bryce Underwood, I think you could make an argument that Michigan could be up there 12. I don't mind Arizona State at 11. I like Sam Leavitt still. I like Kenny Dillingham. Yes, no Cam Scatabo and the motor that he had, but I think they'll be able to make up for that with other running backs. Miami 10. I think this is a lot of like name value. Yeah. I hate Carson Beck. I don't think he's going to be good. I think Miami outside of Carson Beck could be good, but not good enough to be a top 10 team in the country. And outside of that, I think I really agree with all the rest. The top 3 teams are going to be the top 3 teams all year, I think, in that order. So I think that's very, on par. I'm surprised that Ohio State got 11 votes to first. I think it is very easily, if you had to, out of the top 3, you had to tell me to say who are your 2 like flag plants to be the best 2 teams in the nation this year. Ohio State is out of that group. It is 100% Texas and Penn State. I personally think very soon into the year, we see Penn State take over that number 1 spot and hold that for a good majority of the year. I think there's a big tier drop off then between Clemson, Georgia, Notre Dame, Oregon. I think they're all in that second tier. And then you get everybody else in there. So I like how the AP top 25 is, honestly. Like I said, outside of Illinois being a little too high, you look down a little bit more too. Like Indiana 20, I guess that's fine. You know, what they did last year. Kansas State a little high, but riding that off of Big 12 and whatnot. SMU 16, I'm sure they're still happy about that. Good starting spot for them. Tennessee start very low in my eyes here, 24. I think they could have been a little higher. Just named their starting quarterback in App State transfer, Joey Aguilar, who beat out redshirt freshman for the Vols. So I think we see them jump. I think, this will be pretty fluid throughout the year, but overall, not the worst AP top 25 preseason that we've seen over the last couple of years, I think.
And obviously, your heavy SEC and Big Ten. Do you still see SMU being the other 5 that makes it in, or a Boise State?
Well, they weren't. They weren't. It was Boise State, because remember, SMU is ACC. The group of 5 representative was Boise State last year. And I know it all got screwed up because of how high up Boise State was getting that 4. No, I don't see Boise State being that representative again. That team, I mean, they might still be good, 9-3, something like that. But I mean, they lost the best college running back that we've seen in the last 10 years. So no, that's gonna kick them down a few notches. No, I mean, I don't care too much about the other group of 5 teams. The only group of 5 team I care about is the Pirates. And so as of right now, it is before week 0. I can be delusional. East Carolina Pirates will be your group of 5 representative in the college football playoff. I'm going to walk that back by week 3, but as of right now, that's what I'm going to say.
Well, I mean, big game, which we'll talk about next week, but you start off, I mean, if you can win that game.
Yeah, good start. Would have wished they would have been ranked, but there's a lot of stuff going on with State. But it could turn out to be a big win for them later on in the year, depending on what State does. I was also really hoping that week 3 BYU would be ranked in the top 25. Maybe they can still get there, but we'll see.
Yeah, I mean, others receiving votes, we got BYU with 156. Utah got 144.
Don't know what that's about.
No. Baylor 132, Louisville 90, USC 64, Georgia Tech 63, Missouri 33, Tulane 23. I don't think so. Nebraska 23. Yep, that could be a team. UNLV had 21, Toledo 13, Auburn 10, James Madison 9. Well, watch out for those guys. Memphis.
I think the
9.
only one. Wait, Memphis?
No, I was just saying. No, James Madison.
No. Who was next? Did you say Memphis got 9?
Memphis got 9.
Okay.
Florida State got 8.
Get
Duke
the fuck
6.
out of here.
Yeah.
Who
Florida
the
State
hell? Oh my God. That is horrendous. That is horrible. Whoever voted for Florida State, take their freaking AP voting rights away. That is the worst.
Duke gets 6, Navy with 5, Liberty with 5, Iowa with 5, TCU 4, Pittsburgh 3 votes, Army 2, Louisiana 1, and Colorado received 1.
I think the only one that really stood out to me there was Baylor. And I think they could have slid in at 25. Who was 25, though? I didn't see. I've got it off my screen now.
Boise State.
Yeah, I think Baylor should 100% be in that 25 spot, or BYU instead of Boise State. But I guess you got to show them a little bit of love because they did make the college football playoff. That could be changed by week 1, though. Yeah, Memphis, Florida State. Nobody's giving some votes to the Pirates. Come on.
Nope.
Dark horse Heisman candidate, Caton Hauser. All right. know the name. All right, Dan. That's all I got on college football. You want to introduce our starting five this week?
Yeah. Our starting five this week, due to the fact that we were watching the game live, the Red Sox game, and how they just fell apart in the end with the loss, which was heartbreaking. So our starting five today will be the most heartbreaking ways to lose. It could be, any sport, any way. Personally,
All right. Well, you'll be able to kick it off too. You've got our 1.01 this week.
So I'm gonna go. Let's go. Yeah, let's go with a blown save.
Blown save. Okay. 1.01. Some of these might overlap, but just you'll understand what I'm saying.
Yeah.
If you go blown save, that's one of them very high up. Let me say we'll go. Yeah, I don't think I need to take that right now. I think 1.02, this is probably pretty high up there too. Give me like basketball, a buzzer beating shot. Always stings. Half court, regular three, whatever it might be, a buzzer beater stings. I'm thinking the first buzzer beater that comes to my head, like Chris Jenkins for the championship against Carolina, Villanova 2017. Something like that. Didn't sting for me. I loved watching that. But I know for Carolina fans, because I was around them, that one hurt them a lot. And it's for the title. So, give me buzzer beater 1.02. And then 2.01. Let's go. Now, this isn't like as similar to blown save, but it could kind of overlap. But I'm just going to say in general, blowing a super large lead. Because then you look back throughout the game and you were like, there were so many opportunities where maybe one play could have switched the outcome of this game. I'll just say blowing a large lead. We know what that means, but I'm talking in football, 3+ touchdowns. I'm talking in baseball, 5+ runs. I'm talking basketball, 20+ points. I'm talking hockey, 3+ goals. That's the sort of range I'm talking about.
All right.
And 2 picks, back to you.
I am gonna go with a missed field goal. I'm gonna go like a kick right. Obviously, Florida State has felt that a lot against Florida in their time, and I'm thinking about the Bills with a missed field goal.
That's the first thing I think of. Yep.
Yep. All right. Next, I'm gonna go. I guess I'm gonna go a 9th inning error.
Okay.
Can't believe error in the 9th.
Good. Yeah.
Yeah.
There's something you left.
Oh, go ahead. Take it.
This was the other one that I was going to try taking those two. I thought you were going to take it. Give me a walk-off home run. Getting walked off sucks.
Yep.
Yeah. I think that's pretty easy. I think the only thing, though, that cuts it down here to like the third round, and it's not up there with, I would say, blown save, buzzer beater, definitely like top 2 in this, is the fact that like if you're getting walked off, you're most likely on the road. Bottom of the 9th, something like that. It doesn't make it sting as much. You probably did everything you could in the top of the 9th to keep it a game or try to go ahead and get a run. But being in their home building kind of cuts it down a little bit. But I will take walk off. And let me go getting walked off. And then next pick, let me go. This is where it gets a little difficult, a little confusing. And there's one that I think I can get next time around at 5.02. So let me take one that I know you're going to be looking at here. We're going to go to golf. We're going to go to the course. Let's go. It's like lipping out on a putt that you need to make. I know I just stole that right from you.
Yep.
Yeah. Lipping out a putt, whether this could be, personally, or whether this is, on the biggest, brightest stage at the Masters, 18th hole, you need to smack a par. Your playing mate just hit a bogey. You just need a par to win the Masters, and you lip out. It could be a far putt. It could be an easy one. Always sucks. Then you got to go up there and try to hit it again. Yeah, give me that one.
Wow. All right. I was just on that. Yep. I was going to take that. Let's go. Oh. Well, I'm going to go back to way back in time with the Giants and Eagles before people were realizing, oh, I got the game in hand. I'm just going to kneel. A fumble. A scoop. Yeah, fumble and scoop.
But like a scoop and score?
Scoop and score.
Okay.
All right. And my
last pick.
Last pick. Let's go to the racetrack. Running out of gas on the final lap.
Good one. No, I like that. That's a good pick. Go to the racetrack. All right, my last pick then. I'm trying to think what sport. So we've hit the basketball. We've hit the baseball. I'm between two right now. And whichever one I don't say, I'm going to bring it up as an honorable mention here. But one of them I think is just a little more heartbreaking than the other. You went the route of a scoop and score fumble. I'm going to take the other turnover. Give me a pick six at the end of a game to lose it. Not only is it heartbreaking because you're losing the game, but especially the long pick sixes, 75 yards, and then he gets past the O-line, and you're just seeing the quarterback try to catch up to him, and you know he's not going to catch up to him. So as a fan, you're just watching him run down the sideline, and you know what's coming. That one sucks pretty bad. So yeah, give me a pick six to lose. The last one I was going to say, though, I was in between that or losing on like an empty netter in hockey. But I don't think that's that heartbreaking because you are pulling the goalie out. You know you're down one. We do see teams put in one a lot with an empty netter. You knew the game was kind of out of hand already. That's why you're pulling on an extra skater. But it does sting a little bit when you're moving the puck. You lose it just barely, and then from behind the blue line, guy just snipes an empty netter, and you're like, wow, all of that puck movement for what? That would be the only one that was about to be picked for me, an honorable mention. Do you have any two that were right there?
Well, I guess on the flip side, if you are, I think the sting could be if you are putting that extra skater on and you are sitting there with, 5 seconds, 10 seconds, and they score. To at least in hockey to get a point. That stings.
Yeah, true.
I was thinking obviously in, a World Cup.
Oh my God, how did we fucking forget penalty kicks?
A PK, yep.
Oh my God, no, that's bad. I cannot believe we missed that one. Yeah, that's got to be way up there, actually.
Yeah.
I was thinking soccer too. I just couldn't get around to it. No, I would have taken that. Honestly, I would have taken that 4.01. I would have taken that over lipping out. That's a pretty good one. Can't believe we missed that.
Yeah.
Can't believe you missed that.
I know.
I thought that would have been like top of your list.
I know. I should have taken that over a scoop and score. But I thought the racetrack at the end, kind of like that one.
Yeah, no, that's a good one.
But yeah, I could have really won this if I would have taken the PK with the race.
I agree.
Yeah,
I agree. But overall, I think it's a good draft. Better than last week's. All right. Well, you got anything else before we get out of here, Dan?
And I just want to say you're going to roll through right now how to reach out for us, how to see us on our social medias. We are putting these now up here, our starting fives. I love this little segment we're doing. Please go on to our social medias and vote and see who has the best.
Yeah, and by vote, it means just go on and comment, and engage with us. We like to see what you think about these. We're having fun with these little drafts. Make it a little interactive segment and something new every week. We really just come up with these off the dome, too. There's no preparation. We pick a topic. Nobody does any research. These are just off the top of our heads, our draft picks and everything. So just to make it a little fun, spontaneous for you guys. All right. Well, like you said, if you would like to keep up with us on social media outside of the episodes, make sure to do so on Instagram, on Twitter at A New Era Podcast, A New Era Podcast on Facebook and YouTube. If you'd like to email us any questions, concerns, funny business, or interest into a fantasy football league as we get closer to the season, make sure to do so. A New Era Podcast at gmail.com. We appreciate you guys listening in to this episode, and we will catch you next week for episode 86.
Love you, son.
Love you, Dan.